Next up, we're in Queensland.
Russell Island is southeast of Brisbane CBD, and it's a quick trip on the passenger ferry from the Redland Bay Marina, just a 20-minute trip, and it's a beautiful trip over.
Beautiful part of the outer Brisbane suburbs, so obviously unique because it is an island, and not many cities around Australia actually have 4,500 population bases on islands that use the islands as their home base and commute in and out to Brisbane as well. So a bit unique in that sense. What you see behind us is the Bay Islander. A build done by COA Constructions using the Modpacs build system. So unlike conventional build, a lot of our product is actually pre-produced in factories, so we can ship here, there and everywhere, wherever suits. And that means that when the product comes to site, instead of traditional build where timber goes, trusses go, our product comes in, we have pre-manufactured wall panels that go together, they get assembled, they're already pre-lined, internal and external. They then incorporate other products such as Bondor solar span as well, because system-built roofs go with system-built houses as well, using wall products.
Working with COA Construction to come up with the design, we wanted to make sure that we could create a family home but not have too much impact on site. With design, we do need to consider on these Bay Islands is the wastewater management system, because it's an unsewered site. So on this property there was a lot of area that needed to be taken. So this is why we opted for the two-storey version. So keeping the living areas at the lower level and having a master bedroom and ensuite alongside that as well, and then we've got 2 bedrooms upstairs.
But probably one of the key benefits is the speed of the construction process. Because you get components that are already prefabricated to the detailed plan, it means that essentially you're in component housing assembly systems. So that means that unlike traditional build, where you're basically putting individual items and widgets together, being stud frames, then gyprock and whatnot, those processes are already done back in our factory. And so the assembly part, that means that lock-up can be achieved in upwards of 40 to 50% quicker. So this product, as an example, will achieve lock-up within 3 weeks. For the roofing systems, we use Bondor solar span on this particular build here, and that could depend on what the client wants. It could be even Bondor insul roof, depending on what the look and feel is of the build. So you've got that flexibility that roof systems like Bondor produce that we can use, because it makes sense, because you're dealing with a finished product. It improves that speed of completion, finished products, pre-painted steel coverings, and the insulation and R-value product is fantastic, along with longer spans as well. So the design flexibility that gives us with our building is fantastic. That's why we use those products from Bondor.
When we came to looking at the design elements for the outside of the house, we wanted to go with something a little bit more modern, and using the features of the Bondor roofing and keeping those nice clean lines, but still giving a little bit of a boxy modern kind of effect with using the panels and creating a parapeted style roof on the outside. Coming from the corner of the lot, we wanted a bit of an impact as people drove down 2 different streets to be able to go, wow, what is that? And to see the impact of that second story above that lower level living area as well. So what you see when you enter, we have 2.7 ceilings. So with the Modpacs panels, we have the options for a 2.4 panel or a 2.7 panel. So on the lower level, we stuck with the 2.7. With that, it comes with 2.7 openings for your doors and windows as well. So it gives that real elevated feeling when you're walking into the space. Because Modpacs is a panelised system, we come in components. So rather than being factory built, crane to site, we're able to squeeze down the side of, particularly small lot homes. The project that we've completed last year down at Tugun, it had a very narrow access, but everything was easily being able to taken down the back. I have a saying that you could walk a panel through your front door, out your back door, and start building what you need in the back.
So one of the biggest pushes that we are trying to bring to the building industry is the adoption of modern methods of construction. And this particular build, as you see behind us, is a perfect example of using component housing assembly systems to produce this. So again, we can use different levels of skills, so we actually can train people, bring them up through a building program, upskilling them, training them, and how to produce a finished house. As opposed to people being locked in 4 years of apprenticeships, and that skill set just isn't in there anymore. We're losing that. So we want to make it accessible and available to everyone and really close that gap with our housing numbers.